Hey, what's good, everybody? Hope you guys are all well. If you're joining me, first please subscribe to the channel so I could get it up to like 100,000 before the end of the year. Also, if you're sensitive or lower, not even if you're sensitive, lower your volume because I'm gonna do a quick heart chakra sound bowl. Right? This strawberry full moon mostly resonates with the heart chakra, right? So I'm gonna do this quick heart chakra sound bowl. It is loud, right? So just so we could get started off right, maybe there's gonna be messages that you don't necessarily want to hear, but this is gonna be what's in your highest good for this full moon, what to focus on. So I want to start obviously with the heart chakra bowl and see if we can help open that up. If you want to do a mantra, yam, I like it because it's almost like saying yum, but it's yam, YAM. That's for the heart chakra, right? And if you're doing it right, you could feel it in the heart, right? It's yum, right? So you can do that as well, right? So go ahead and lower your volume if you're listening. I'm gonna do this heart chakra real quick. Wow, that actually felt good. Okay, so yeah, let me go ahead and move the bowl. And yeah, let's get started. So that was felt good. Let me move the settings here because I had to take out the noise cancellation just for that, right? Because it wouldn't pick it up if not. Okay, so hopefully you were able to hear it because I know with this thing you have to move the noise thing, right? So yeah, if you're coming in, make sure to click like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. I'm sure you'll get what you need out of this reading. And so yeah, let's do it in all signs. Strawberry full moon. Get my incense going because there we go. All right, here we go. Strawberry full moon. Let's start with Cancer. Let's start with Cancer because it's your birthday still, right? Oh, oops. I want to break my bowl. All right, here we go. So Cancer. What does Cancer need to what does Cancer need to know for this full moon? Happy birthday, Cancers. Cancer for the full moon. Strawberry full moon. Square. Wow. Challenge. Have you been going through some kind of challenge, Cancer? Look at that. Creates tension, stalls, sounds the alarm, motivates, pressures into, frustrates, demands, struggles, reorients, hurts, works out, reconciles. So this could be you doing that to somebody else or the universe creating enough tension for you to make a move, right? Sometimes when we feel frustrated, yeah, we're forced to take action and realize like, wow, if you're gonna be frustrated about something, you might as well do something about it, right? Rather than just complain or something. So maybe you're in that kind of mood right now, Cancer, right? Maybe something's been frustrating you. Whoa. This came out for somebody else. Man, this was too many cards there. But tick tick loading. Trust the process, but maybe also speed it up. Wow. So that goes definitely, right? The fact that something would frustrate you to get moving and this card comes out, trust the process, but maybe speed it up a bit. So it's beautiful that you've been trusting the process. I've never seen this card, but since it did, I'll give it to you because it's your birthday anyways. Wow, because it kind of goes with everything. Look at, I'm cursed. That's funny. You're not cursed, you just need better time management. So there it is. Maybe you've been feeling like everything goes wrong, but you just need to, maybe hey, for some of you, maybe you waste time scrolling on the phone when you could be doing the stuff you need to do. Nowadays there's just so many addictions or distracting is a better word. Distracting things in this current reality that we live in right now that yeah, that makes perfect sense. Man, I didn't get my dice, so we're gonna have to go without the dice today. It's all good. All right, so what else for Cancer? Man, that one just flew. Wow, the Emperor. Maybe you're trying to start something, right? Maybe you're trying to be the emperor of your, little kingdom. Not little, your own kingdom, your own empire. So yeah, it's possible, but you just need better time management, right? Obviously, four is the number of solid foundations. So yeah, wow, look at that. Emotional and time. Maybe you're in a creative kind of growth spurt and you just need to focus, right? Wow, there's the watery, maybe a new love opportunities coming in. Maybe even that. Imagine maybe there's opportunities for you to start something romantic, but you're like, I don't have time and this and that, and no, I can't. But if you actually manage your time, you could be happy in multiple things, right? So, wow, I like that message really. I don't know. It feels like that's definitely for some. Wow, yeah, the death of a cycle. Closing out whatever, if you've been in this kind of, because this does scream out to me victim mentality, right? Like, no, it's just nothing works out when, hey, everything, you probably asked for this at one point or something and you're getting everything, but you just need to manage your time, right? Hmm. This is really interesting to me for some reason, right? The people there, it reminds me of a story I once heard, but I won't say it now, but interesting. Okay. So maybe that really ending one cycle to begin the other, right? See? Let's put it this way. Yeah. Maybe ending that cycle to begin another. That's just the natural progression of life. So maybe 13 means something to you, maybe four, right? So the numbers jumped out regardless. 4, 13. Since I don't have the dice, maybe I could. What's a good call? Let me get this. Okay. So let's see. One of these might resonate with you. Oh, usually I do the animals out, but spirit animals. But okay, today we're gonna do this one instead. Okay. Haven't used this deck in a while, and it's kind of one of my favorites. They have some good messages. Wow. Retreat. What? That's kind of interesting. Spirit Guardian of Winter Retreat. 38 might be significant. 12, right? No, 11, right? 3 and 8 is 11. Maybe going on a retreat, but it could be something I'm actually teaching at a retreat. Funny that retreat came out. So if any cancers are interested in going into a retreat, there's actually the info in the description. So that's funny that retreat came out. I guess maybe it wanted me to plug the retreat. But anyways, there it is, Cancer. Maybe you need to plan a retreat, right? That's probably for the future. Ah, the crystal ball, yeah, for the future, right? I know it's a snow globe, but at the same time, right? Spirit guardian of the winter. Interesting. Okay. I know the retreat's in the beginning of, is it spring or sometime in the spring? But hey, maybe you plan it out in the winter, right? So I'll see you there, Cancers. Okay, who's next? Cancer, Aries, right? So let's see. What do we got for Aries? Full moon. So hopefully you got that message, right? Cancer. I don't know. It just was coming out. I didn't really stop to think about it. I mean, anyways, the reading was that's for you. So I didn't process it too much. Hopefully you did. I feel like, yeah, I was in the zone. So, okay. Let's see. Aries, Aries. Hmm. Wow. 10th house reputation. Maybe right now you're really focused on your reputation, career responsibilities, achievement, competence, fame, notoriety, standing, authority figures, legacy, purpose, pinnacle, the patriarchy, empire. Maybe right now you're, well, Aries, empire, right? So maybe you're focused on maybe even partnerships with the two, you know, like a king and queen kind of thing, right? Emperor, empress. 10th house reputation. So maybe that matters to you right now, right? Um, what else? Let me see. Let's see. Okay. Let me see. Got that deck. This deck. Why did I put it away again? All right. Whoa. Again with this? The tick tick. The other one had tick tick. This one has tick tick. What if the what ifs? Plan C D E. Yes, you're overthinking it again. Wow. So maybe you're failing to take action because you're just overthinking it, right? You're just thinking and thinking rather than taking action. So I guess for this full moon, maybe it will be about not taking action. I mean, about, wow, why did I say that? Not taking action. Well, let's see what comes out with the cards. Maybe it is about taking action, but not taking. Oh, that you're not. I don't know. Let's see. For whatever reason, I'm. Isn't it a retrograde? Retro. Wow, I can't talk. Okay, yeah. Obviously, right? Yeah, maybe walking away from something, following your path, right? Giving up on illusions, whatever in illusions, right? Ending a cycle, letting it finish, right? Maybe you felt like you had invested in something that you finally realized that cycle was closed, right? So, man, that gave me a headache for some reason. Maybe you didn't want to see that, right? It was like a headache to realize that that cycle is closed for some reason. Maybe it's time to. Oh, wow, look at, because I had said not doing nothing. So maybe you do. Wow, the Four of Swords. So maybe you do need to take a little rest, right? Before taking action on something. Maybe that's what the overthinking is, right? Maybe you're overthinking like, oh, I need to do this, but the thing was to for you to rest, right? Interesting. Like 10, something just completed. And maybe that's part of that, right? The fact that you're walking away from something means that something is completed. So you need to take that little break, right? And then you'll begin the new journey, right? Learning something new, dedicating yourself to that. And it'll eventually turn out, oh, I keep getting a headache. Why? With Aries. What is it? I don't know. Let's see. Maybe that overthinking's giving you a headache. That's pretty interesting. What is it? But it looks like this is kind of the what the universe is pushing you towards to rest and then start your new learning, right? Maybe you don't want to go back to school or learn a new trade or something you're supposed to start, like learning something, right? Maybe that's not the message you want to hear, but you know, let's see. Wow, the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, it looks like. Fate will be in. That's funny. 1010, right? So 1010. Maybe you've been seeing 1010. That should be significant right now. I feel like it's more in your favor for this to turn positively, but it's still on you, right? It's your choice, right? So it's on you. For whatever reason, kind of this stuff has been giving you a headache, right? Maybe you still hadn't completely started walking away from whatever illusion you had, right? Because it is you, right? I can't, um, yeah, I can't make something up, right? Like that is the illusion. That is the illusion. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. So there's something, an idea, yeah, that you were attached to, but why would the Six of Pentacles, right? 6 6. Wow, that's interesting, right? They didn't get another six, right? And it wasn't 6 6 6. But um, what was it? Maybe you were overspending. Maybe that's why. Maybe why the it feels like with the devil there, there was something you were refusing to face, and rather than face something, that's what it was. Because I was asking about delusion. Yeah. So rather than you facing truths, you were kept dodging, right? Ducking and dodging the truth of what you needed to do. And that maybe you were overspending, right? You know, just boom, 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 splurging, doing things that were distracting you from the real truth, right? With this, and there you are, Aries, right? With this King of Wands, it feels like maybe that you were giving into like, you know, carnal pleasures, right? However that may be, right? Overspending on food, you know, you right, like sex things, or you know what I mean. However that looks, right? Like giving into carnal pleasures rather than facing the truth about an illusion, right? So that's what I'm seeing here. Um, yeah, right. So because usually, well, the King of Wands could mean different things, but in this case, that's how it's coming out, right? Yeah. So let me see this real quick because I felt something. So maybe this, yeah, that's what this. Yeah. So there's been an imbalance and ability to process life experiences, emotion, or stress. See, so rather than facing that, and being able to process that imbalance, that's why, right? Just the splurging, giving away of your energy to carelessly, right? Um, yeah, yeah, because that is yeah, it's like giving away your personal power without realizing it, right? Something sacred and not realizing that it's sacred, right? Because of trying to not face something, right? Rather than facing things. So that's what I'm getting, right? So, okay. What else for Aries? Let's see. Interesting. Yeah, I guess let's be. But oh, that's funny, right? That I did the heart chakra at the beginning, so that way, right? You got to be open-hearted to hear the truth sometimes, right? So, wow, there it is, moonlight, enchantment, magic. This moon could be very powerful for you to see all that, right? 25 is 7, right? It's the magic number, right? Moonlight, enchantment, magic. So tap into this moon's magic to see the truth and start a healing, right? Start some kind of healing, right, for yourself. Yeah, wow. Look at there's suppressed communic because I'm feeling all these things while but there I'm gonna move on to the next time. But this last message is suppressed communication, unspoken anger, right? And like I said, boundary issues. So there's been something there where uh you don't realize when you give from your personal power, right? Because of trying to escape, right? Escapism, right? That kind of stuff. So you probably have a blocked throat chakra, if anything, right? That kind of stuff. So whatever energy I was tapping into, yeah. So that, right? Okay, that was interesting. Who's next? Aries, Taurus. Okay, that kind of felt a little long, but wow, something wanted to communicate with this full moon. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Again, right? Hey, Brittany. Hope all is well. Um, Taurus, right? So let's go with Taurus. Happy birthday to Copper, Brittany. Hopefully you've had a great day. Um, okay, so for Taurus, wait, I went with the wrong deck, right? But okay, we'll save that one because obviously that came out. Taurus. Wow, Scorpio energy. The powerhouse, Scorpio. Transformative, intense, passionate, secretive, carnal. So what is that kind of thing going on right now, Taurus? Maybe you're a Taurus, Aries, cusper. Who knows, right? Of course, no problem. You're welcome. Transformative, intense, passionate, secretive, carnal, thorough, obsessive, intimate, primal, lusty, deep, eternal, resourceful, mysterious, regenerative, compulsive, destructive, manipulative. So just be careful with that. Taurus, I don't know what kind of energy you seem to be in at this time. That's weird. I found something with the solar plexus, and this talks about sacral, right? I know it was, did I? Wow, okay. I don't know why I thought I saw sacral. That was so weird. All right. Seeing things now. Okay, so I'm feeling something with your solar plexus, Taurus. So let's find out what that's about. Whoa, your aura is a little crusty. Why? But look at there's that yellow for the solar plexus. Let's find out. Maybe there's someone you're connecting with, or it is you. Maybe you haven't been doing the self maintenance, right? Maybe for this full moon, it's a good time to kind of Oh, well, that makes sense. Cause look at this person is like, and it's funny because this card is solar plexus. That's what I mentioned. And look at their clothes; they're all like worn out because they're so busy working, right? So maybe it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that maybe you haven't been doing the spiritual maintenance because you've been busy working, which is okay, right? Even this full moon is in Capricorn, which is obviously Capricorn deals a lot with money and all that stuff. So maybe because of this energy, you've just been focused on financial things, and it's trying to tell you, hey, don't neglect the spiritual, right? For you, maybe it's don't neglect the spiritual. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Interesting that it would say that because it looks like maybe they want you to step into something. The magician. Maybe for some of you Tauruses, there's an opportunity with spiritual things or a new opportunity that maybe you don't have to work so hard and that way you could focus more on other things. Let's find out, right? But that's funny that the magician came out. Obviously, right now is a great time for you. You have the ability to create what you want. Okay. Taurus, let's dig a little deeper. Wow, yeah, definitely. Wow, okay. So there's definitely maybe like searching for that guidance, right? Learning something new. So maybe right now it's gonna be out of nowhere you're gonna like that. That's what happened for me, right? When I woke up one day and it was like, okay, I heard like a voice tell me, go learn Reiki. And then, I went and I did Reiki level 1, 2, 3 on one thing, got my certifications. Then there was another different Reiki levels 1, 2, 3. I went and got all those certifications. So I'm just like, I don't even know. I just woke up and it was like that. So maybe for you, you're gonna go through something similar. There's that Capricorn energy, right? Learning something. And that's why it's funny that I was mentioning the spiritual work, because, right? Looking for someone to help you, right? In that sense. The Hierophant is very about, right? Beliefs, sabiduría, learning, right? Sabiduría, enseñanza. That's funny. This also says marriage, so, but maybe there's more of a partnership. And there you are, Taurus. I didn't even think about it. Duh. Right. So that makes sense, right? But that's your choice, because that's that quizás card, which is choice. You have the ability right now to create whatever you want. So that's beautiful energy for you right now with this strawberry full moon, right? Oh yeah, you're a Capricorn. That's funny. Like most, I don't know, did it affect you? Because even my other friend that's a Capricorn, we were talking about it, and yeah, he was affected by it a lot. So, oh, and even me, right? Like it said, one of the signs. I think this Capricorn's because it's Capricorn full moon, but it said the signs mostly affected were Gemini, Pisces, Virgo, and Sagittarius. So these four signs were gonna be the most affected. And then after, wow. So Taurus, I like that. This came out in reverse, so yeah, end of a conflict, whatever. Maybe there was a conflict, and it's funny. It's a throat chakra. I could feel this burning sensation. Maybe something still needs to be communicated, or maybe that communication is gonna end this conflict. Because I feel my throat burning as I'm putting up this card, and it's funny. It's a throat chakra, so but that's beautiful. The end right now. Maybe you're gonna get this urge to communicate something. Right? Maybe you're connecting with a Leo. Maybe there was conflict, right, with a Leo, Taurus, right? That's interesting. Yeah. So, what numbers are here? 1, 5. Maybe those numbers 1, 5, 3, 8. So let me know if any of those numbers resonate. What else? What else? Okay. So yeah, I mean, I think overall that's good, right? Man, I'm kind of in the zone, so I'm not really even remembering what I'm saying, but yeah. Let me know if any of that resonates. Let me see what else. Wow. It's funny that maybe you were going through these both of these cards came out. The one that I mean, oddly enough, I pulled up was happiness, right? Number 7. Wow. And there's the beautiful unicorn. Number 7, happiness. But under that was so really, if I would have pulled it out, it should have been, but maybe you're overcoming because it's funny that this was on top of the chaos, right? So maybe you're coming out of a time of chaos. Storm spirit. Ah, look at doing that. But I think that chaos, 42, right? I always think maybe go look through the 42 laws of Ma'at. That always is significant, right? Storm chaos, storm spirit chaos, right? So maybe you're overcoming, going from chaos to happiness. Maybe that's why the end of the conflict, right? Coming out of the storm, overcoming, right? Overcoming the storm, and now everything's all like happiness. So that makes sense. Yeah. And the progression, even because this was under, and this would have been 6 and then 7, right? So that's funny, right? 6, 7, like boom, moving out of the conflict or something. So that's pretty interesting. So I think that's it, Taurus. Let's see who's next. Who's next? Who's next? Gemini. How could I forget? Gemini. Gemini, who is one of the signs that's being affected the most by this strawberry full moon. I already got chills. And I just got chills all down my back. So let's see what comes in for Gemini for this full moon. What do you need to know? I'm getting chills, so I don't know. I'm excited now to hear what you have. Pluto transformation. So you're going through a full transformation. Gemini makes sense. Pluto. And that's some of my favorite spirit animals, the vultures, right? The golden purifiers. Renewal, inner resources, basic instinct, motivation, personal power, evolution, composting, cycles, death, rebirth, subversion, suspicion, obsession, intensity, reckoning, taboos, clearing, extremes. So I love it. Transformation. Yeah. What were you saying? 42 laws of Ma'at asking. Yeah, yeah. Of Ma'at. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. 42 laws of Ma'at. Oh, Mercury ran to retrograde today. Wow. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I've been feeling that. That's interesting energy. So, okay. So Gemini, you're going through a transformation. I keep getting chills every time. Like, so I'm curious to see what else comes out for you. Let's see. Okay, so yeah. Transformation. Maybe you were stuck for a little bit. You can't manifest while you're miserable. So maybe you're coming out of a state feeling like there was a little dark cloud raining on you for some reason, right? That's pretty interesting. You can't manifest while you're miserable. Wow. Why in the world would a Gemini be miserable? Let's see. Let's find out. Why in the world? Let's see, Gemini. You better not be miserable. Oh, maybe you had to walk away from, go to calmer water, something that just wasn't fulfilling anymore with that heart chakra, leaving something behind that you had to leave behind. But the good thing is that's hope, right? Esperanza. You realize that something you had to leave behind. Okay. So that's understandable. Ah, of course, right? There was probably something, right? Lies, shady things. My whole gut lit up when I said lies. So, but unfortunately with that, right? It all depends. Sometimes it is someone else. Sometimes we see the signs and, you know, maybe there was a little bit of being reluctant to move on, right? Feeling a little like, but you were getting, probably offers were right there in front of you. But I think this came out. I don't know if it was last time, right? Like during cancer season, maybe new opportunities are gonna present themselves. So don't block yourself because of that, right? Don't block yourself because of that. You know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely. Please release whatever. It looks like you already did. Whatever Gemini's I'm connecting with, it feels like that's exactly why maybe you were in a little poopy pants mode, right? Because you weren't releasing something, right? Oh, well, the Mercury retrograde. Maybe right now you happen to be, or you were, right, in some kind of energy, but it seems like you finally got it, and bam, right? And it looks like as soon as you release that, right, you can't manifest while you're miserable. Bam, prosperity comes in. So that's beautiful, right? New opportunities. New opportunities. It looked like the devil wanted to come out too, right? So maybe you were dealing with something. With the Seven of Swords and the devil, that's always like a kind of narcissistic energy, right? But at the same, right? When that comes out, it's like at the same time you were bound to something. So maybe you did see the truth, right? that kind of stuff. So lies probably have been revealed now, even with this full moon. Wow, yeah. Look at Cancer. Wow. Things are probably gonna start moving faster now, right? Opportunities. You're realizing that you really do have the power and strength of free will. Look at victory, overcoming the obstacles, hope, right? That's literally what it says, esperanza, right here, right? So it's almost like this is at first, right? You made the choice and it's kind of like slowly moving, but then bam, the chariot comes in like full speed ahead, right? Like stepping into that emperor energy. Cause some people say this is the emperor, and I kind of like this emperor. The way this emperor looks more like shiny as opposed to the other emperor, right? So this is pretty cool. You know how they say, what do they say? I love this for you. That's funny. Esperanza conquista, yeah, conquering. Whoa, I didn't even realize I'm all okay. Conquista, yeah. So good news, unexpected good news. So it was just about making that choice, right? So and then yeah, maybe this out of nowhere, right? You're gonna get that good news. Good for you, Gemini. Yeah. Well, that was one of the readings too, right? About don't go back. Whoa, that one just flipped out. Right? Don't go backwards. Don't, it's always horrible to get like hung up on things from the past, right? Or things like that. Well, maybe this Mercury retrograde energy, but Mercury is your ruling planet, so obviously it affects you. But if anyone can see past or understand the cycles, it's you, right? So yeah, I think you'll be inspired. Well, this came out, but I picked it up. Let me see. One more. I'll do one more and then we'll go. Esperanza, really? That's funny. That's funny. Did I ever have a fake name? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe, who knows? When I was younger, maybe when I would drink or something, if I was out. Wow, yeah, see, you've overcome something. You persevered and you had the strength and yeah. Look at finalmente lograr la victoria. Finally, right, overcoming sacral. So the sacral chakra was important, right? Any numbers for you? Yeah, seven. Seven. Wow, two sevens. Wow, with the chariot and the lies, right? Seven, four, six. So yeah, let's see. What about this? Yeah, Gemini. That's funny. That's why I got the chills, I guess. Wow, I like this. Water spirit, manifesting dreams. See? That's funny. And that was one of the first cards that came out, right? You can't manifest while you're miserable. And now, bam, maybe now that you're in a better state, look at 46 adds up to 10. And that's literally two cards, right? One of them came out with four, the other one was six. So that's so funny. So 46 might be meaning something. 10, right? Completion. I like that. So and and the other animal, spirit animal, the otters, right? They're like the little loved ones, right? They have the little heart they form. It's like two little otters and they form the heart. So that's pretty funny. What did you really make me tired? Gemini, that's crazy. Like, yeah, wow, that nine of wands, right? Like, you probably did go through a lot in little battle, and now coming out of that transformation, right? You went through the whole thing, so a full transformation. Okay, so there. Let me get out of this energy. That's funny. Okay, Gemini, Cancer, I already did because it's your birthday. Who's next? Cancer, Leo. All right, Cancer, Leo. That's funny. Esperanza. Well, I mean, it's a good name. It means hope. Never even thought about that because I know I knew Esperanzas when I was little and whoa. I know this came out for someone else, right? But Leo, Neptune. dreams. Imagination, memories, a subconscious self-sacrifice, ideals, universal love, visions, meditation, spirituality, compassion, empathy, fantasies, escapism, the ether, enchantment, confusion, veils, magic. Magic. I know this came out last time for Geminis, right? With the two faces, the twins. So, Leo. Let's see. What else for Leo? Leo. Leo. Wow. What? This there has to what? I'm tripping. I better not be doing some Mandela effect stuff. Cause this that happened literally earlier. There was something that I was like, wait, I remember this differently. I know this has to be another exact card. They duplicated the same card saying something else. And if this is some Mandela affecting, you guys are gonna see me go nuts right now on this thing, cause then I'll never then I'll be like, all right, the Mandela effect is 1,000,000% real, cause I know this card. Okay, good. I was like, I know so they duplicated this card. That's funny. But this time, yeah, I've never gotten this card with this. Cause see, there's this one, and then there's this one. So this is the one that came out right now. I was tripping. I was like, what in the world? I think this is the only card that's duplicated in this deck. This one has never came out. So for you, Leo, it's saying so girl or guy, either way, even your tarot deck is tired of him. That's weird. So maybe there's something, Leo, maybe have you been inquiring about something and it's like there? Like put it to rest already? Leo is a fixed sign though, so I could see, it would say, girl, guy, even your tarot deck's tired. So I think that's a sign. If you hadn't kicked someone to the curb, then it's time to there. Stop asking, you know, stop overthinking it. It's like that one that says, if you have to pull 5 cards, then yeah, it's a yes, or I don't know what. I forgot. Or it's a no or something. Ah, wow, interesting. Maybe you were dealing with Aries, Leo, or something like that, right? That's funny. Or maybe that's you. Maybe they want you to step into a leadership role and something's been holding you back. Like, wow, there you are. Yeah, strength, Leo. So maybe strength to like throw something from the past, like there, release it already, kind of thing, right? Maybe that's kind of like the thing. That's funny. Did that resonate then? That's funny. Yeah. So yeah, it's just having the strength to, yeah, I feel like new things are gonna come in once you finally let that go, right? Whatever. If you keep asking or looking at the cards to tell you about what you should do about someone, then the answer, yeah, the answer should be, if you have to ask that many times, then the answer should be no already, right? Wow, it's almost like that connection is like, I don't think it could be any more blunt than that, right? Maybe it cost you financially, maybe everything, right? It was, right? Or maybe this is them, right? Maybe during the retrograde, they come back into your life and it's like, either it'll leave you like this or this is the state they're kind of in. Like it'd be more of a burden, right? Take it how it resonates, but that's kind of what's coming out. It even gave me chills. So, yeah, absolutely. Whoa. Yeah, I feel like there's new connections as long as you, um, yeah, there, right? Have strength to push on, right? Look at 4. I mean, this always feels to me very, I mean, it's almost like the next step after 2 of Cups, right? Because It's the whole house and castle and everything and celebration, family, happiness, prosperity, peace. That word to me means more than, peace, peace and harmony, right? So, yeah. So I don't know if this is your energy or someone you might be connecting to. This might be yours because creative intelligence, because after this, the Eight of Pentacles came out, which, you might start getting all these ideas and just bury yourself in work, but it's gonna be in a good way, right? Once you stop focusing on other things. I know Leo rules the heart, right? So maybe, yeah, it's hard. You're a fixed sign. You get attached to things, and it's sometimes harder for you to let go, right? I was just literally speaking to a Leo today about that kind of stuff, right? Leo's being a fixed sign and how, it's harder for them to, you know, like that. Yeah, like accept other things and this and that. So that makes sense. Okay, so one more from, so yeah, I mean, once you, because yeah, I think even with this card, I could have ended it. Girl or guy, or even your tarot deck's tired of them, right? So that's pretty funny. Tattoos and tattoos and tarot. What is that? Tattoos and get to work. Tattoos and let me see. Wow, playfulness. Wow, so maybe even that. The elves are asking you to get into a play, maybe play 15. I like that. Man, this literally made me want to go over there where I go hiking, like right now. Like just stop this reading and just be like, all right, there I'm going. I feel like I'll run into owls or something. That's crazy. So there it is, Leo. Go play with the owls. So 15 might be significant playfulness. So that might be really important for you right now. Playfulness. Um, Go out in the full moon. Maybe you'll run into some owls. Maybe even in your backyard. Just go. Open up your mind, right? 15, maybe six, even eight, four, five. What else? Maybe even the eight, right? Eight. I think that's it. So let me know if any of that resonates. Leo, we're going into Virgo. All right. Virgo. Wow, I got chills as soon as I said Virgo. So I don't know what's coming in. That's funny because you're both ruled by Mercury, Virgos and Gemini. Whoa, my whole crown started vibrating. So let's see what's going on with Virgos. That was interesting. Virgo. Ah, and you came out. That's funny. The Alchemist, Virgo. Methodical, aligned, ritualistic, efficient, insightful, healthy, dutiful, discerning, witchy, subtle, pure, refined, accurate, solitary, curatorio. I don't know, curator. I've never seen that word curatorial. Critical, nervous, perfectionist. I mean, I've seen it with this, but I'm sure this card has came out before. That's funny. Wow. So maybe you're in that mood right now with the. Maybe you're taking advantage of the full moon right now, doing things with nature. Yeah, I'm getting chills with you. So, what is it about your energy, Virgo? That's funny that the two signs with Mercury gave me chills. Uh-oh. Seriously, your spirit guides are face palming. Wow, what is happening? My whole gut lit up though. Okay, so let's find out what they're face palming about. What are you doing? What are you doing right now, Virgo? Even your spirit guides are face palming. What is it? Are you overspending? I don't get it. I mean, it looks like maybe you're in an optimistic energy. You're giving away something. Too much energy, too much spending, too much. Maybe you had a new connection. Okay, for sure. Yeah. Enjoy. Okay. Sounds good. We'll talk tomorrow if you don't come back. So, yeah, that's really weird. That's really weird. Optimism. Let me see. Hmm. I don't know. This is how what I'm getting, so I'm just gonna say it. Maybe you're someone that's entertaining two people right now. What? What card is that? Wow, that's funny. I hadn't even seen that card had came out with it. You might be entertaining two people, trying to decide, or this is you embodying two separate energies. One of them is more. That's why the fiery optimism, right? Like you're just doing stuff without really thinking too much. And then there's that side of you that is overthinking stuff. Or I'm connecting the two different Virgo energies. One of them's obviously a little more, or maybe overly rigid, overthinking things. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're one of the signs I think affected the most by this strawberry full moon. So that makes sense. Gemini, wow, the two signs I got chills with, right? You're both Mercury planets, right? I mean, Mercury retrograde, Gemini, Virgo, and then you're both affected by this strawberry full moon. Who was it? Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, I think. And then obviously Capricorn would be. But yeah, okay. So there's something right now. Maybe you're almost like it seems like a very, yeah, it's weird. It's like you're two people at once right now. Maybe you have Gemini in your chart, or there's just something, right? I think there's different energies here. Maybe some of you are dealing with two people. Some of you are like two people right now, right? One side of you is doing things carelessly. One side of you is overthinking things, rigid, right? Maybe you're a little in your head, but it's all your own making, right? It's just you right now. And I think you just have to have strength. Maybe this will pass. I think kind of that's what I'm hearing, right? Like that whole this too shall pass kind of thing. I'm feeling the tightness in the throat, so I don't know what. Maybe yeah. Let's say you are one of those that is dealing with two people. I feel like you just have to voice, right? You kind of already know already what route you want to go, and you're just not voicing it, which obviously you should, right? So yeah, because there's no point in. But yeah, I think it's just having strength because it's a waste of energy too, right? It's always imagine the energy it takes to be living like two lives or having two minds, right? Not focusing on one thing, right? And there you are. It's preventing you from the prosperity, right? Buckling down, being on your journey. So take it how it resonates. Either the two minds within you or literally dealing, right? And then not focusing on one thing that could lead you to prosperity, right? Because that's kind of what I'm getting with this, right? A little too, the page is in immature energy, right? So, oh, they both got yellow boots. So yeah, I don't know why that makes it feel like that's a confirmation for what I want to say is that you're too generously giving away of your time in an immature kind of way, right? Like not really thinking it over, right? So I feel like that's kind of what's preventing you from fully grounding towards the thing that you want, right? Or heading towards the thing that you want. So I think that's kind of the message there. Almost like they know that you know better, right? Or something. But maybe, yeah, maybe, hey, right now everything's affecting you, right? My solar plexus didn't, it feels like a half. So maybe you're not feeling fully confident right now, but it could be, yeah, that energy, right? The Mercury retrograde energy, it's really no, wow. What did I say? You're kind of in a maybe Gemini-ish energy and look at air spirit. That's funny. But knowledge, see, that's why I told you. Maybe they know that you know. It is a 1 year too, so knowledge, right? Wow, I love that though. Wow, as I said that, even my solar plexus feels better. And look at those little things, right? They're yellow like the solar plexus, right? So maybe that right now you do need to just kind of realize that you have, just like your spirit guides know that you already know what you already know. That's why it's like seriously. Yeah, so that's interesting. Okay, so yeah, you have the knowledge already, Virgo. You know, in any situation, right? Man, I got big time chills. So okay, that's it for Virgo. So that was 1, 8, 6. What other number? 8 again? Oh, 8, 8. Wow. So maybe any of those numbers are significant. Yeah, 8, 8, 6, 1. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Let me see. Virgo, Libra, right? Virgo, Libra. Virgo, Libra. Man, that was a lot of cards, and I don't even know which one dropped first. I'll try one more time because I'm not just one card, Libra, one card. Okay. Thank you. All right, sexta opportunity. Collaborates, assists, explains, provides opportunities, synergizes, creates possibilities for, opens door, promises, brings insight to, communicates, welcomes, develops sexta opportunity. Okay, so maybe right now there's an opportunity that's gonna come in. So for the full moon, it's funny because this is supposed to be one of those full moons that's furthest away, and I don't know, it feels strong. Well, obviously, yeah. So okay. Anyways, trust your gut unless it's telling you to text them. So Libra, right? Maybe you're feeling that. Oh, Mercury retrograde. Yeah. So right, don't look at everything as a sign. Oh, maybe that means I call someone from the past. Maybe something, right? Or yeah, or maybe yeah, something because well, it's funny because it says it just because it was inconvenient. So maybe that, right? Oh, you're supposed to go somewhere, but you get a flat tire, and then you're like, no, that means I guess I'm not supposed to go. So I guess right now it's telling you don't overthink certain things, right? So let's see, Libra. What else? Libra. Wow. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So I feel like yeah, because those cards that came out, maybe someone from that past might be coming back, right? Mercury retrograde, a fire sign, maybe. Right? Don't give in to the illusion. See things clearer. In this case, I think the moon could illuminate what you haven't wanted to see. Nine, right? It's an ending, nine. I think that's what this and the Wheel of Fortune came out sideways because it's on you right now. You which way do you want it to turn? You want it to be evolution, success, good fortune, destiny, happiness, abundance, new conditions, growth, or yeah, yeah, it's difficulties, right? Eventually you'll get there, but you're gonna make it harder. It's going in reverse, progress in reverse, right? Or progress slowed down, all that stuff. So it's up to you. Literally came out sideways, right? So it's up to you right now, Libra. I think it's you're being held back by a past situation for sure. Wow, okay, maybe not. You're gonna learn quick, right? So maybe you already walked away. You're just right, Mercury retrograde kind of vibes. I'm getting here, right? Yeah. So don't go backwards, right? So I feel like some of you already walked away, or you're getting ready to really, I was gonna say that I'm surprised strength didn't come out, but hey, eight, right? The little the eight is on top of the angel, right? So eight, right? Wow, I should have. Yeah, well, let me see. I was still able to pull it out. So see, it's almost like choosing which road do you want to choose as I split the deck, celebration or conflict. That's amazing. So yeah, what do you want? Do you want to go back to a past that didn't look like from that coming out right there? I feel like yeah, it was something that you had conflict with. So okay, wow, yeah, okay. So maybe there is gonna be wow, this is amazing. So yeah, it feels like you could. I heard that song. You could have whatever you like, that kind of thing. So maybe there's gonna be that kind of. Maybe you are like this Queen of Cups, right? You're feeling compassionate, so maybe that's the thing, and maybe you're gonna meet your Emperor, right? You just as long as you don't go backwards. I feel like you're in a watery energy for some reason right now. During this there's Cancer, right? Libra, right now you're big on your emotions. But I think see, I think you might be coming into a partnership with someone that when you see them, you're gonna know it's gonna feel very like past life, or it was kind of written in the stars. Maybe you've already dreamed of this person before you meet them, right? As soon as you see them, you're gonna know, right? With the High Priestess and this Four of Wands, you're gonna maybe you've already dreamed of yourself with this person, having a house together, celebrating. So don't miss out on opportunities because you're stuck on something from the past. Look at Nine of Cups, wishes granted, right? So I don't know. It looks like funny. Like even during this, maybe a Libra that was watching this reading got the whole message while you were watching this reading. Because it's funny that first the moon and yeah, but it looks like you already walked away, or you're gonna switch it up like that fast. You're gonna be like, you know what, forget this. There's no way I'm going backwards, right? But the Wheel of Fortune came out sideways, and you see how much fortune would come in as long as you make that choice, right? Like a real connection as opposed to look at it as I lift up the deck, the Two of Cups. So yeah. So there it is. I hope you don't go backwards, but I'm sure there's always, at least somebody that does, right? So yeah. Oh man, I forgot to say the numbers and I put the cards back, I think. Yeah, so I was 10, 18, which adds up to 9, 4. What else? 8 again, 2. The other 2 for the 2 of Cups, 4, 4, 4, 2, 2, 9, right? And even the 18 adds up to 9, 9, 9. Yeah, so a lot of pairs, right? So that's funny that the 2 of Cups too, because a lot of pairs. Wow, okay. Ego spirit, freedom. Yeah, so finally having freedom from that situation. 13, right? 13 is like the death card, right? So, wow, the Pegasus. Ego spirit, freedom. I love it. That's beautiful. Look at it. Even looks like it was moving. That's pretty cool. I don't know if they did that effect on purpose, but it looked like it was moving. So I like it. Okay, so there it is. Freedom, ego spirit, soar, soar high, soar free. Let go of the past, Libra. That's that. Anyone watching, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. And that's it. Okay, so Libra, Scorpio. Yeah. Okay, what else? What else? Wow. Scorpio. N- The numinous mystery. The unknown, the unknowable, ESP, psychic abilities, the cosmos, universal truth, oneness, source, the unnameable, shadow work, inner knowing, tingling, ghosts, other worlds, space, enigmas, the occult, intuition, the numinous mystery. Maybe this always reminds me of the DMV. Maybe you went to the DMV recently. Maybe you visited one of the places with pyramids, right? I don't know. That looks like almonds to me. So I don't know. Maybe you ate almonds. Maybe Uh, the pyramids in Egypt, pyramids in Mexico, pyramids in China even has pyramids. I don't know, there's pyramids everywhere, right? Central America, El Salvador, or temples, right? All that stuff. So, how did I get this deck? Okay, the Numinous Scorpio. Scorpio. Have you been sleepy lately? I got a little tired all of a sudden. You're the main character. Start acting like it. Wow. So you're a main character. Scorpio. Start acting like it. I like that. So maybe I don't know. You've been putting yourself on the back burner or helping others, right? Like, who did that come out with? That came out for someone recent. Oh, I think that was for Libra actually. Ah, okay. Well, yeah, let me not. But yeah, it's like I think the card that had came out was like you know, like yeah, you're not. I forgot how it was, but it was like ah, that's funny. Message came in. So let me see. What in the world? Okay. Okay, okay, let me see. Hmm. The main character start acting like it's of the world. Yeah, something that's closed. Maybe that cycle has closed of you not being the main character, right? 21. Maybe that cycle finally closed. You completed a whole journey, right? So now it's time. But it's funny because this came out sideways. So maybe you're still in the middle of choosing that. That's why it said, right? You're the main character. Start acting like it. She came out sideways, the abundance, everything. It's kind of like at a stand. Maybe you kind of been at a little standstill. You're fully capable of being abundant. You have all the know-how, everything, but you're just kind of in a little bit of stuck energy right now. But it looks like that's the advice. Look at that inspiration. Maybe you're gonna be inspired soon, right? Good news, a new passion, enthusiastic action. So something's gonna happen that's gonna get your. I heard fire started, so I don't know. Maybe something's gonna, yeah, spark that. Wow. Maybe a connection with someone, or maybe you're gonna step into this fiery energy. And that's funny that I was saying that. And then, yeah, maybe you have Aries in your chart. Maybe you're connecting with an Aries that's gonna kind of So maybe be supportive of you, right? Maybe be supportive of you in that sense, you know? Or this is you, right? Stepping into that leadership role. Something, right? So, okay, let's see what else. Wow, okay. I feel like I could feel it. Like that's yeah, there, it's gonna move fast. I feel like that's kind of the message for you. There really is no reason to keep pulling anything. Triumph, victory, overcoming obstacles, hope, esperanza. There's that word again, esperanza, conquista, good news, unexpected good news. So yeah, I feel like you're stepping into something new there. Main character, act like it. Maybe that you got really like your psychic abilities. Maybe you have visions of it. Maybe you saw yourself right on a stage speaking, performing something, right? You had the visions already. So you're like, I already know this is waiting for me. So why am I not acting like I'm this main character in my story? So let me see. Closing. Wow. Yeah, beast spirit prosperity. So there it is. Five, the number of change. So yeah, you're probably just a little bit in that stuck energy. But I mean, if you needed any confirmation, well, take this as confirmation, right? And you know what do bees do, right? They go from flower to flower. Maybe you need to network right now. Maybe you need to socialize, right? Maybe that's gonna be you're gonna be in the public eye, and it has to do with communicating with a lot of people. So that makes perfect sense, right? Bee spirit prosperity. So I think on that note, we could end it there. Let me see. Seven came out. One. Wait, was it a one? Ah, well, we could say that's one. 21, 7. Yeah, that's it. Really. 3, 7 might be significant. 21, um, 3, 10. So, yeah. All right. So, on that note, let me see. Scorpio. Wow, my head just lit up. I don't know if that has to do with you or that has to do with Sagittarius. Is that one of the ones affected by the. Yeah, I think it is, right? So, that's funny. Okay. Going into Sagittarius, it's funny because. Oh, there is the chills again. Wow. So, all the signs that are most affected by this full moon, I'm getting chills. That's crazy. So Gemini, Virgo, and Sagittarius now have all given me chills right when I say, wow, that's crazy. So these messages must really be important for Virgo, for Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and who else was the other one? Pisces, right? But anyways, wow. So maybe you're a cusper with Scorpio, Sagittarius, the powerhouse Scorpio, transformative, intense, passionate, secretive, carnal, thorough, obsessive, intimate, primal, lusty, deep, eternal, resourceful, mysterious, regenerative, compulsive, destructive, manipulative. So I don't know. Just make sure you don't um right fall into the lower vibrational state of that, right? So wow. Healing is not a competitive sport, so Sagittarius, right? It's okay. Heal faster. Ouch. Yeah, so heal at your pace, right? Whatever it takes, it's okay. Right? Life is a marathon, not a sprint. So maybe that's kind of the message that's trying to be conveyed here. Interesting, right? It's funny. Wow. So there's so many because even when I split the deck, it's the tower and victory. Maybe you had to have a tower to the tower somehow push you towards victory with something. That's interesting, right? Wow. Maybe you had a tower that made you realize how strong you were. Well, I got chills all down my back. So yeah, maybe you had to have a tower, and that tower caused you to see, yeah, just how strong you were, and that you have more ability to do things than you realize, right? Whoa, that one just freaking flew out like crazy. That one just flew out all crazy. Wow. So maybe for a while you were in this kind of poopy pants mode. That's why that tower had a hit. You were having your opportunities, and you would look and see the solar plexus is I feels affected, right? Like it's almost like that, like a protective solar plexus, which this was the solar plexus energy. So I feel like Sagittarius, there was something there. Wow, that's funny. Maybe you had to go through a little death and rebirth kind of thing. You were resting a lot, right? That's been kind of the consensus. A lot of people that I've talked to, um, especially right, Sagittarius placements, have been sleeping a lot, right? So that's funny. Maybe you had to do a little death and rebirth. Maybe it was that, right? Like something with because it kind of threw out sideways. I don't even know, right? I almost want to put it back in and see how it comes out because it flew out. So I feel like it had to do, right? Something with home life, something, right? I want to hurry up so I could go see the full moon outside. Wow. Yeah, the choice. Maybe there had to be a choice made about that, right? The lovers, the choice. So let me see. Is it leading to something new, or this is from the past situation? Because that's kind of, yeah, okay. So I feel like there was a connection that completely ended, and that's what it was, right? Yeah, so you were the strength to see, right? That, yeah, something ended completely, right? Almost like, yeah, like if someone were to, this is almost like that kind of energy, right? Maybe some of you Sagittarius went through a divorce. I don't know, right? Death, 13, completely ending a cycle. That gave me chills. So maybe some of you completely ended a cycle, right? Sagittarius. And that's why, yeah, healing's not a competitive sport. Interesting. So that's kind of what it's feeling like. Separation, the world. Yeah, but wow. This is gonna be a good thing, right? Um, this is gonna be a good thing. It's gonna lead you into maybe you're meant to shine and you just weren't yeah, you weren't doing that because you know, you you were up in your head about this other stuff and all that, and so yeah, that's pretty interesting. Maybe you were dealing with an Aries. It could have been maybe someone was overly right, like a kind of control freak, something like that, right? And so they weren't letting you shine, like be your natural self, right? Stuff like that. So that makes sense. Hold on. So yeah, 7. Yeah. Hold on. Give me a quick second. I'll be back in like 5 seconds. Okay, my bad with that. All right, so okay. There was too much noise coming from outside, so I was like, let me close my window real quick. So okay, the star, yeah. So it feels like that. Now you just have to hold your ground, right? Again, maybe with this Mercury retrograde, try not to go backwards, right? That came out in a collective message that I made. I think I had forgotten about retrograde, or I don't know if I mentioned it then, but yeah, right. Stand your ground. I think I felt something with your solar plexus in the beginning too, so I don't know, but I think that's what it is there. It's time for you to shine, right? Go forward. This whole reading for you feels like, yeah, it was a whole relationship thing, right? Whether it was just a relationship, a partnership, maybe a work situation, a marriage that completely dissolved, something, right? To where it was time for you to, and it's okay, even if you're still healing, it's okay, right? Take it at your own pace, and that's what it is, right? So okay, so on that note, I think, let me pull one from here. I think for me, I get distracted like when I'm hearing, like, if there's noises and stuff, it's because that, right? Like I'm feeling when I'm doing readings, it's like everything is communicating with me, right? Every single thing while I'm in the zone is like, so when I start hearing things that it just, like my neighbors have been doing all this construction stuff, whatever they're doing, it's been crazy. Just so much noise and all this and that. I know this has noise cancellation, but it bugs me. So then I can't focus. So, anyways, yeah, just because, I had to interrupt real quick. So, okay. Dragonflies. Okay. So, yeah, maybe pay attention. There's little dragonflies floating around right now. Change, right? So, maybe you're seeing 555. Maybe you're seeing coyotes, dragonflies, hummingbirds. There's a lot of little things that might be popping up to show you about the change. Crows, even, right? So, pay attention to all that. 12 might be significant. So, yeah, 12, 3, 17, 8, 4, 7. Four again, 4 4 4. Wow, 4 4 4. So maybe you've been seeing 4 4 4. 8, 13. There's 13 adds up to four again. 4 4 4 4. Right? Four again. Wow. Wow, a lot of fours. So maybe you've definitely been seeing 4 4 4 or 4 44 or 4 4 4 4. Right? So that's pretty interesting, right? So six even. So yeah, on that note, I think we'll go to Sagittarius, Capricorn, right? So, okay, let's see. Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. Oh, so you're another one of the. Whoa, yeah. So it's weird. I felt a little like tingly thing on the back of my head, so that's funny. Let's see, Capricorn. I feel like you're also having trouble communicating something, right? There's been a repressed man, right away I felt it. Repressed, right? Burdens on the feminine energy side. You're not communicating something that was emotional for you, so you're failing to communicate that, right? Yeah, right away. Wow, that was funny. Wow, Venus. Wow, maybe there's love, right? Maybe you feel some kind of love and you're not communicating it. Beauty, harmony, romance, charm, receiving, sensuality, luxury, wealth, diplomacy, magnetism, value, pleasure, adornment, adoration, attraction, indulgence, taste, style. So Venus love, right? So maybe that's the focus for you right now. Capricorn, right? So you might have love on the brain, but I don't know why it feels like a burden to your feminine energy, right? Why? Why are you feeling that you can't communicate that? Why are you feeling that you can't communicate love? And I'm getting chills like, so, okay, Capricorn. Well, maybe it's guidance. Maybe you feel love, but you feel like spiritually you're being guided as a no. Look at there's cards. Maybe you asked the cards and they said no, and so you're like, I can't. So let's find out here, right? Maybe you asked the reader and they said no. Okay, so wow, I got chills all down my back. So Capricorn, let's see. Well, I trust me, but hey, it's up to you if you want to trust me. So let's see what the cards say, right? So should Capricorn communicate? That's funny. My words didn't even want to come out. Should Capricorn communicate? Ooh, all this is like swelling up. So should Capricorn communicate this thing that they're not communicating because they feel that something told them no? Whoa, okay. Something's just like, is this your energy or is it? Yeah, it says yes. I don't know what the problem is. I'm feeling all this tingly stuff. It feels good energy. So I don't know what. Maybe someone lied to you. Maybe you got two in your head. Hmm. Interesting. I got chills all. I don't know if I want to say that in that way to. I don't want to be mean, but I got tingles like. So I don't know. Maybe you're just not. Maybe I don't know what it is. Maybe I don't know. I don't want to. But hey, whatever. I'll just let's see. Let's find out. Let's find out why you're key. Is there like a Sagittarius that told you no or something? Did you feel like that's interesting. Let me see. Why the Temperance Angel? Hmm. Maybe at one point, right? There was something. Maybe there was something you did that you felt like divinely you were handed a blank whooping, right? Like the universe handed you a tower moment. 14, 16, right? Maybe you were handed a tower moment. Both of them, right? 5 and 7, right? Five is the number of change. 16, 7 is a divine number, right? So yeah, crown, right? Because you weren't seeing things, right? Because it's a no card, like something, right? It was almost like the universe did it to make you humble, right? Something happened because you were some. I don't know. There's like a reckless energy to this, right? This is someone that's led more by like a feeling without really thinking, and then okay, wow, this is getting interesting. So obviously, right, you got like a divine pair, right? Like yeah, it's funny, right? King and Queen of Swords, and they came out together. So maybe there was some union, but it's just about that, right? Like maybe something had to be done to be humble, right? To be humble, something like that. Yeah, maybe that's not the message you want to hear, but that's funny, Capricorn. So that's funny, King and Queen. Maybe you had to go into a little bit of a hermit mode, right? I feel like you're coming out of that though now. I feel like the whole lesson, there's a whole lesson here. That's the thing, is that it's almost like if your guides are telling you no, it's because maybe you haven't learned the lesson, right? That's the thing. So maybe it's a half and half, right? Maybe half the Capricorns get it, half don't, that I'm connecting to, right? Maybe half the Capricorns get that. Maybe before something wasn't being treated like the divine thing that it was, right? Like this was literally like a kind of king and queen situation when it wasn't being treated in that way, right? It was a little more reckless. And so you had to be humbled by the universe. And if you got the lesson, and it's almost like a page, right? Coming in like, hey, it seems like in a humble way, right? Even the way the legs, right? I'm being all like, uh, those people that read like body movements. I don't know how it is, right? But the way the page is standing, even, right? In a half childlike kind of or innocent kind of way. Yeah, that's a better word. Like a more innocent type way, right? Like, hey, right? As opposed to someone coming in like this, right? So I think that's the message. That's why for some of you it is like you didn't learn. I think that's the thing. Some of you didn't learn your lesson yet. Some of you did. So that's kind of what it is, Capricorn. Yeah. And I think for those, yeah, maybe things are gonna move faster now, right? You're gonna realize, yeah, it's your free will to, I heard, do the right thing, right? So if there's something, maybe that a lesson you didn't learn, but for those of you that didn't learn the lesson, then that's why your spirit guides are probably gonna keep telling you don't, right? Yeah, that's funny. That's a whole story right there. So wow, yeah. The split of justice, right? Doing what's right. What did I just say? Doing what's right, justice. So maybe, yeah, someone is like that, right? Like there is like, this person, it's like they are in a Queen of Pentacles, someone very nurturing, this and that. And it's almost like warning, like, hey, don't mess with this person if you're not. I got, yeah, like if you're just gonna be a burden to them, right? I feel it on the, yeah, yeah. If you're just gonna be a burden to someone, just leave them alone, kind of thing. Wow, yeah. Um, so for some of you, it is gonna be, maybe some of you will have some kind of reconnecting, or someone new will come in, right? As long as that, right? I think just that. They're either guiding you to just let things be, right? And maybe a new opportunity is going to come in once you close that out. Or for some of you, if you want to reconnect with someone, make sure you do it with the best of intentions, kind of thing, right? And yeah, so it'll be a beautiful, abundant time emotionally. Whether you reconnect with someone in a more positive way or you just close something out and go towards something new and you learn that lesson, right? You carry the lesson about, hey, learning about what went wrong, kind of thing. And then look at that. It's all beautiful, right? Abundance. Because that, even though this message was kind of like blunt, right? So you'll get imagine the very first thing that was on your mind, Venus, right? Love, and bam. So it closes out like that. It's a beautiful time for you to have a new connection or be able to reconnect with something from the past as long as you're able to have learned whatever lesson. I almost feel like going towards something new might be a little easier, right? Because when there's things from the past that there's, but it's all, yeah. I mean, yeah, obviously if there's love there, then there's love there, but right? I just have to tell you the way it is. So happiness, new beginnings, see, nuevos comienzos. So new beginnings, whether something from the past or someone from the future. Inicio de una relación, yeah, beginning a new relationship, romance, love, new feelings, celebrations, even pregnancy. So be careful if you don't want to get knocked up, right? So or knock someone up. Okay, so on that note, let me see one more from here, man. That was interesting. Well, I guess that's it for all the signs that are the most affected by the full moon. So I'm not surprised that you guys all had like a I don't know if that's the signs that I took the longest with, but man, that's crazy. You all had a story. Capricorn, Sagittarius, Gemini, and Virgo, huh? Wow, you got freedom too. See, so forgot who else got freedom. 13, right? See, either bringing something, so completely closing out a cycle, whether it was that cycle you were stuck in or learning the lesson, right? You even had a tower moment over that. So, yeah. And it feels like, see, both spiritually and in this reality, right? Even though the ego can go through both worlds, right? The spirit world and this world, the Pegasus is obviously something that's more from the other spirit world, right? From that reality, right? Those dimensions. So it's pretty funny that. But freedom, yeah, ultimately this leads you to freedom to have learned what you were supposed to learn. And look at the Cancer energy is there. So it feels like something that's happening during Cancer season if you allow it to, right? Cancer. So 7, what else? 16, which adds up to 7 again. I had said that, right? 7, 16, 14, 5, 9. So any of those numbers might resonate. Let me know. Capricorn. So on that note, who's next? Aquarius. Aquarius. All right, Aquarius and Pisces, and we're done. And I could go look at the moon. All right. Yeah, and then the full moon's in Capricorn, huh? So that's funny. The heart, yeah, love, and that's what they said that the strawberry full moon mostly is affecting the heart or deals with the heart, right? So okay, okay. That one left me all like I don't know, a little spacey. That's funny. Okay, so Aquarius. I know Aquarius is more to the point. So let's. Wow, so you're going through a transformation as well. Who else got this? Gemini, right? Your fellow air sign. Pluto transformation, renewal, inner resources, basic instinct, motivation, personal power, evolution, composting, cycles, death, rebirth, subversion, suspicion, obsession, intensity, reckoning, taboos, clearing, and extremes. Pluto transformation. So, Pluto transformation. Wow. Okay. Wow. So, yeah, maybe you're kind of coming out of a. I don't really think of Aquarius as being a people pleaser, but maybe you've been kind of holding everyone together, carrying the weight for a lot of people. Help me fix this. I'm sad. Fix this. Nope. You're not everyone's emotional support wizard. So maybe right now you're finding, maybe kids even, right? Maybe you got kids and you're just like, man, I'm tired of these kids not learning. Like I'm over here, you know, maybe you're someone like that, right? That you teach someone and you don't want to have to keep repeating yourself, right? That kind of stuff. Wow. 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 Yeah. See? Feels like there's a judgment, right? The road, it says, right, the road, oh, how is it? The road you choose will depend on you. Yeah, so I think you're over something and you're seeing it, right? With the crown chakra. They said even that, right? This full moon actually, well, it was mostly the heart, but also the crown. I was gonna do the heart because for those of you that don't know, I did the sound bowl in the beginning, right? To help open up the heart as we started this because this full moon deals mostly with the heart, but also with the crown chakra. So that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, so a judgment. Hmm. Yeah, so there's some kind of awakening to that you're realizing that you were like everyone's emotional support wizard, right? You were carrying the burden from everyone for everyone because you were in this kind of, or you are seen like a queen of cups, right? You have that kind of energy where you're very compassionate, right? Maybe you're someone very intuitive, right? And you're an empath, all that stuff. So, but yeah, yeah, that's it. You're at the end of that, right? Maybe you're seeing 10-10, right? Because obviously 10 and 10 add up to 20. So maybe you're finally over that. Yeah, wow, there you are, Aquarius. Maybe finally, once you let go of those burdens, right? Carrying the weight for everybody else, you could shine like the star you're meant to be, right? Wow, again? I know I keep, man, there's a lot of fiery energy. Maybe that you're gonna step into like, yeah, star leader, right? Maybe it's kind of like a divine intervention. Something had to happen to where that judgment was called, right? Maybe you called out judgment, right? Maybe you told the universe, like, hey, this doesn't feel fair. Like, I don't know what's happening. And they listened, right? They're like, hey, okay. If, maybe they're showing you, right? Maybe they kind of helped you voice that, right? Maybe you weren't voicing it. Maybe you weren't, I know Aquariuses kind of have that. Wow, yeah. So, hmm. Maybe you thought, right? The illusion was, yeah, so maybe you were lying to yourself. You felt like you could juggle all this, right? Maybe that you could be mom, you could be this, you could be that, and you were carrying unnecessary weight. So I mean, obviously the illusion is that you were as responsible for whatever things were being thrown on you, you were as responsible for it, right? So I feel like you had yourself a little mini death and rebirth, right? Look at that's you like laying in the coffin, right? Calling a truce with whatever, surrendering. Obviously these people are jumping out the coffins, right? Jumping out the coffins, naked over here. And yeah, once you surrender to that, you begin a whole new. Isn't that the first thing that came off? Was it for you or who? I think I saw the world for somebody else. But yeah, maybe you're gonna have a new opportunity, right? That's gonna lead you right to become the star that you're meant to be, and the fool, right? It's gonna take a leap of faith. So that makes perfect sense. So it feels like you're starting a whole new journey, Aquarius, right? So maybe 0, 14, 20 might be significant. 4, 18, which adds up to 9, right? 8, 17. So any of those. Let me pull one more from this. Let's see. For some of you, I had done like a 3-part. It looked like it was a collective reading, but all those three seemed like it was a continuation, right? Like those three stories continue. So I don't know if you guys want to check that out. Wow. Okay. So even you, right? Moonlight, enchantment, magic, 25, which adds up to 7. So maybe tonight, right? Talk to the moon. That's funny, right? Magic, and then there the little wizard thing, right? So maybe there's some of that magician energy, right? Maybe you need to speak. Maybe you need to say it out loud what you really want, right? What you really want for your life. Oh, you know what, man? I can't believe I didn't even say it in the beginning. Yeah, like obviously seeing that thing, like even in Venezuela, right? The earthquake and all that. Like obviously, like my heart goes out to everybody over there in Venezuela. Maybe someone watching this, has family that was affected over there. And that always puts things into perspective, unfortunately, right? Like when things like that happen and you see people that lost their whole families like that, right? In one boom, just like that, in the blink of an eye, they lost their whole family. I think there was a guy that lost his wife, kids, everything with the earthquake. So it reminds you, right? How fast, right? Life is fleeting. So sometimes we have to do what we need to do, and not in a neglectful way, like, oh, I'm just gonna neglect my kids to follow my dreams, not in a selfish way, but there's certain things that, yeah, when you've carried more weight than you really needed to, if but you're as at fault because, yeah, you didn't put up those boundaries or things like that, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Let me see. Okay. Last but not least, Pisces. All right, 12th house. Surrender. Wow. So maybe you're a cusper with Aquarius. Maybe there's something you need to surrender to. Subconscious mind. Compassion, dreams, karma, forgiveness, baggage, trance states, the unseen, healing, spiritual development, guilt, prayer, Akashic records. Yeah, I do Akashic. I could tap into the Akashic records too. So if anybody needs those kind of readings, I have the link in the description, right? So Akashic records. Pisces. Let's see what else. Wow, Pisces. I love this. So you made it. Woo! You made it. Congratulations. You've survived yourself so far. So this is a beautiful thing, right? So I like that card, right? Cuz I don't know, it almost makes me feel like you're right on track. Even though it's like, almost like someone, like the old cartoons, right? When someone would by accident make it or something, right? Like, oh, like Homer Simpson, right? He's very like that. Like somehow it always turns out good, right? But maybe you're an Aries cusper, Pisces. Maybe you have Aries in your chart. Wow, that's funny. Why did that come out with that? Whoa, the world. The world. Interesting. So cycle's definitely closing. That's why, woo, you made it barely. Wow, that's crazy. Whoa. Uh-oh. It came out sideways. Let me see why. Hmm. Maybe you're having a little bout right now with yourself, which makes sense, right? Because the fact that the Emperor came out, yeah, maybe you're a cusper. Wow, look at this. What's up with the cards? All right, well, let me read this first then. So the High Priestess came out sideways, right? So you're clearly not fully stepping into who you are, right? How tapped in you are. You're not stepping into that fully. Now I know why, because you're in a Eight of Swords kind of energy. You're stuck in your head. There it is. I felt it. So I feel like you haven't communicated something, right? Repressed emotions, anger, something's keeping you, right? Because Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of a fully not healed to wow. So obviously some kind of relationship situation. Ah, man, so many things could hold us back in this. There's just a flow to things, right? There's a flow to things, and when you don't say stuff or communicate things, all those things become blockages in life. It's like a long time ago I read like even that like when I would write songs, I'll always finish them because even if I don't end up putting them out, I would finish them because I read about how that messes you up psychologically and just things, right? I read a book once and that's what it was talking about how this person that was very successful, they would always finish things because they found out that when you keep things like boom boom unfinished things, it just kind of messes up your flow in life, which makes sense. And I found this out before I really understood things spiritually. Look at that. Yeah, exactly. Because you're just holding things, hoarding onto stored emotions and all those things. That's when, man, like when you could come back to things way later that in life, right? Someone could all of a sudden get triggered at 40 years old, 50 years old, and it's something that they didn't even know, right? Like when people say mommy issues, daddy issues, or all these things, right? Traumas, things will come up later. Whoa, the chariot in reverse. So yeah, there's definitely not a movement because yeah, there could be, but you're just not. Yeah, there's things that you're not communicating. Mm. Some kind of judgment, right? m- Either you said something in the past a little reckless, right? And there it is again. I'm feeling it, or someone else did, right? And because of that, maybe you had to communicate how you felt about it, or you had to communicate, maybe apologize for something. I don't know. But there's a judgment. So the judgment's happening regardless, right? There's a cycle closing. A cycle's closing. And it's important for you to communicate something, for you to fully step into that high priestess energy, because you're like sideways right now, right? The chariot in reverse. So there's some kind, the cycle's closed already, but it's like you're not moving forward until you do what you need to do, right? And there's even this, maybe you need a rest first or something. I don't know. There's a little death and rebirth thing going on here. That's interesting. I don't know what it is, right? Well, there's Capricorn, so maybe you feel like saying something would make you seem not as powerful, right? And that's where humility comes in, right? Maybe there's something. Would you rather? Man, yeah, this human experience is interesting, right? Like, and I think that's obviously right. You should know. You should know because with the high priestess, but obviously it came out sideways. So you're fully not understanding, right? Like understanding this human experience. All the little petty things that we think are important in this life really aren't, right? That's why like humility has way more strength and power and meaning in the ethers than any kind of power here, right? That illusion of power in this reality is meaningless compared to humility is like you're like yeah, like humility has more weight on the other side. I'll just put it like that. And that's really what matters. Like the Jesus saying, store not whatever. See, it's like you can think that this is power and it's not. It's really like in this reality, it's really like garbage, right? Like it's It's brokenness, right? It's like spiritual brokenness. So it's like that. Like you're on that verge. Like what do you really want to do, right? I mean, it's fine if you choose this existence, right, is more important. Having power in this reality, so be it. So whoever this is connecting with, like, you have the ability. Maybe you were born already with spiritual gifts. Um, Regardless, the cycle is closing. That's the funny thing. Okay, so let me understand this, right? Either you are gonna, let me see. Wow. So, hmm. Feel like some of you are gonna get the lesson, right? Because the Hierophant came out, right? Change five. Maybe some of you are gonna get that lesson, and it's gonna lead to abundance, right? Because at first, seeing that, I kind of thought, like, oh, maybe you're gonna choose this, But the Queen of Pentacles is someone very nurturing, very, it's like a carrying energy, right? Cuidadora, right? Someone that takes care, nurtures. But it is still tied into the, yeah. So some of you, I do feel that kind of like, because obviously you got to be really in touch with your feminine energy to fully embody the high priestess energy. And so some of you still have some work to do on that feminine side, right? And when you fully embrace it, and then it'll be a balance, right? Because yeah, the high priestess and the hierophant, right? A balanced masculine feminine energy, almost like that. Someone that knows how to bring the info from the ethers and right, speak it into this material world. And I feel like that'll lead you to an abundant, yeah. So you'll get it anyway. Imagine that. So it's kind of like saying this false sense of power or whatever. Oh, the judge. Well, maybe I pulled that judgment for a reason, right? Because there's a judgment. Um, but then it's like, yeah, this life will have you like this, right? Whatever path you're thinking, and when you tap into that, you'll be way more abundant. But you know, it's different, right? There's a humility to it, right? So, I think hopefully that made sense. Wow, yeah, this came out for who? I think Gemini, right, or something. Or no, I don't know who it came out with. Manifesting dreams, 46, which adds up to 10, right? Completion. So, water spirit. So manifest those dreams. Yeah, hopefully the lesson makes sense. But regardless, it's closing. There's a cycle closing. So I think that's gonna push you towards. I think half of you are Pisces are gonna go towards this material world. Half of you are gonna go to this higher level of understanding, right? Probably spiritual work, etc. So thank you so much. I'll end it there. I'll put timestamps and all that stuff. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do.